And we're live. Yep. Did you say something, Donnie?
Yeah.
Let me turn... Wow, my volume's already up there, so let me turn the volume up on the box itself. Hopefully there's no echo.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you. Okay. So, Donnie, you're working on the B-17 again, right?
Yes.
And I am working on, after a long hiatus, the Black Pearl.
It's not been that long. Just, 6 or 8 months.
Yeah, something like that. Fun part's getting these wooden pieces back out of here without tearing out my lights. And the two hammocks are in, and that's it. I'm not doing any more hammocks. Those were a royal pain in my behind. me do one thing just in case.
Not bad. It only took you a few weeks to figure out how to make a hammock.
Hey, you make a 1/50th scale hammock. I'm going to pop out the chat. Go to live chat. You know, I just thought of something. I can move my OBS window over here along with the live chat so that everything's actually on the right monitor, since I'm on my left bench today instead of the normal one. And in case anybody's wondering, where is it? There it is. The HLI FX01 or 001 is still going. I had people panic yesterday during the live stream, go, it's not working.
I saw that.
It wasn't that it wasn't working, it was that it was unplugged. You know, Donnie, for the scale of this thing, that is some pretty serious wood for the side of the ship.
It is. But you know, a ship that size is probably made out of some pretty serious wood, so.
Yeah. Well, especially I think it's a 32 gun. And I actually think it's a frigate class. Or a combination. The Black Pearl is not an actual single class of any one vessel. It is a combination of multiple vessel styles.
How dare you suggest that Disney made a make-believe ship?
Yeah, I know. How can you have canon on something that's made up? That's not canon. How do you know? Eric said he might show up today and break a
I
helicopter.
saw that on Discord.
Huh?
I saw that on Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he might show up and break a helicopter a little bit. Which
He's
would,
already breaking the helicopter.
yeah. Did you see my comment when he first posted it? I was like, Eric.
Probably, I don't remember what it was right offhand.
I said, Eric, somebody broke your helicopter.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it was me. Sometimes I think it might be, or I might have too much fun being me. I don't know. Oh, wait.
There's Spencer.
Yep. Hey, Spence.
What's going on, Spence?
Oh, just trying to get set up here. It's storming pretty bad outside, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's 83 degrees here. Hopefully it won't get, well, actually, let me see. I think it's actually on its way to 90 again.
Yeah, it's pretty warm here, too.
Oh, good. Today's a cooler day. It's only going to be 90. It got up to 97 yesterday.
It did here, too.
All right. Instructions might be good. But these are good, valid modeler instructions. It's all pictures.
There you go.
Well, it's all pictures and then some very rough Chinese to English translations every now and then. When I would say rough, I meant really, really rough.
I said the other day that Lindbergh solving the disease that I built had no instructions at all. It had like 4 exploded diagrams, and that was it.
That's cool. That's true modeling. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at on here.
And then the rigging instructions was just a line drawn picture of the ship fully rigged.
That's cool too. See, the
Here's
best.
one that's rigged. Why do they do that?
Well, no, what you do for rigging is you take a roll of thread and pull about half of it out into just this massive ball and throw it on there. Now, I'll tell you what, when it comes to rigging this one, I'm going to follow the Zvezda model I built as well as the I mean, this has some pretty serious instructions for the rigging thing.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Here, let me. I'm not going to unfold them because they're flipping huge. But this is folded about 8 times. These plans here
Oh.
are all rigging. I mean, like the first one, it actually shows you how to start making the rat lines.
Oh, you have to make the rat lines?
Oh yeah. See? And this is folded 2 more times beyond that. So when it comes time to start doing this, oh look. Even has some of the deck plans, and this is larger than 1-to-1. I think. Let me see what it says on the.
I have
No.
to find a new place to model to spread out those instructions.
It actually says it's 1-to-1 scale.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I'm just looking around the shop here. I don't even know where I'm going to hang these as I start them when I get to that point.
Well, I'm saying I'd have to find a new place to build models to unfold those instructions.
Yep. Going to the garage. 3-car garage, and it's not quite big enough. So I'm putting all of these panels back together the way they were, because they were, for quite a while, they were just sitting inside the model or clamped to the side of the ship. And to catch people up that did not watch, what was it, Pearl video number 2? Last time I did work on the Pearl, I need this window over here so I can see what I'm showing. Come here, Droid Cam. Alright, last time I did work on the Pearl, I had to shave some spots because the way they do the lighting, have the lighting, and the way I've got the lighting in there don't completely match.
Close enough?
Of course not. It's just you saw it on the Enterprise build, which it has amazed me that it has taken me 4 hours to do 2 stages. But no, if somebody's wiring doesn't look right to me, I will put it where I think it needs to go.
Right.
Even if it's wrong and it gets pinched and cut later, and then I'm sitting there crying because
Like on the Enterprise.
Exactly. I'm just worried that I'm going to find out later on that there was reasons why they put the stuff where they had it. I'm going to slide one of these in at a time. That does not look right. Oh yay, looks like there might be some additional sanding ahead of me in my life. Maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it. Let me rotate this thing. Oh, that's not near as bad as it was looking when it was on its side. What I was seeing was the portholes were really not matching up.
Who needs windows?
Cannons! Enterprise! I just looked over and I see what Spence is working on. I see Enterprise.
I see a lot of sanding dust too.
Sanding dust is good.
Getting rid of this. Not with its resin. No.
Are you wearing a mask?
Yeah, you're working on the All Good Things Enterprise, right?
Yeah. I am wearing a surgical mask. Yes, I am.
You're smarter than me. Whenever I sand stuff, I'm like, why does my chest hurt?
Getting rid of all these horrible raised Aztec lines.
I don't know why the hell A&T put all those Aztec lines on there.
I guess just if people wanted to paint something halfway accurate, they could. I don't know if it's visible or not. Yeah, if I can find it. But when they designed the Aztecing for the Enterprise D, right here on the pylon, I forget who it was, but they didn't like the Aztecs, so they actually patterned the Aztecs to spell out ugly.
Really?
Right there, right there on the pylon. I have to dig out the old instructions, but if you dig online, you can actually find that.
On the top of the pylon?
Right about here, I think.
Huh. I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually. Okay. That went thunk and I was like, what broke?
On a website one time a while back, I can't remember what website it was, but they were talking about, you know, all the little signs in the hallway that, you know, that everybody walks by on the Enterprise D? They were showing all the crazy little messages that were on those signs. It's just like off the wall crap. Because you couldn't actually read them on the show.
No.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that you couldn't read them then. Because a lot of that was done, I believe, on actual film stock, not videotape. And so the film stock being a higher resolution, what you couldn't read then, you can read now when it's digitized.
Yeah.
I don't remember these all being that off. Okay. Just because. Let me see if this is gonna. How this is gonna work with the Canon there. The port's good and height. Oops. Alright. Gotta start somewhere. I guess I'll start in the middle. Unfortunately, my new little toy won't work for these. I have
Your
to,
what won't work?
my new little battery powered. Basically, it's a battery powered Dremel, a small one. So I have to manually sand, or not sand, but file.
Can't get it down in there?
It'll fit, but the problem is I've got about a 1/16 of an inch difference between the hole in the hull and the hole in the backing piece behind it. So I have to get this down to the correct height so that it's not going to be visible from the outside when I do the planking. Wow.
Yes, it is pretty rare, GB. And I'm turning it into the, find the picture for you. Turning it into the Future Enterprise. Or will attempt to do so anyway.
You know, the funny thing about that Future Enterprise is after Generations, it's no longer a Canon ship.
Ah, it technically is. It's now a thing in Star Trek Online.
Different timeline, or
I think Star Trek Online follows canon timeline, so they call it the Dreadnought or the Galaxy X or something like that.
so it would be it would be along the lines of the Enterprise A. It would be the NCC 1701 DA because the D was destroyed in Generations.
The ship is not canon, but the design is.
Okay. So, since I'm having to do some serious filing, time to break out the big toys. I don't use this set very often because I don't have the need very often.
wood models probably need a little bit more filing than styrene.
What'd you say? Heard something about filing.
I said wood models need a little more filing than styrene anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the thing about wood is that you're actually shaping the wood to what you need.
Oh, like an old AMT styrene kit.
Yeah.
You have to shape the parts so they fit.
Yep. And that's actually part of the fun. Speaking of wooden kits, I just picked up, well, ordered. It's gonna take them a while. Another tram kit from Ocre over in Spain.
Another what?
Tram, streetcar.
Oh. Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, I didn't buy the most recent release because the most recent release that they have, and here's the key. If you're gonna buy anything from Ocre or any Ocre models, check their website first because they are cheaper than anywhere else you can get them.
Really?
Yes. Whereas, like I know that the San Francisco trams out there all the time, and like on eBay or even Amazon, it's 120 to 150 bucks. On Ocre, if you sign in and create an account, which all it is you put your name in and your name and email, and you've got an account. It's 120 on their site, and it drops by 20 euro. 120 euro, by the way. 119 euro, and it drops by 20 euro if you have a membership, a free membership.
120 euro would be
About 150.
or so dollars.
About 150, 180. But what I did was I bought an older tram, which was on their site for 99 euro. When I signed in, it dropped down to 75. I bought 2 tram stands. It's just a block of wood with tile and stuff like that on it so that you can display the trams. Bought 2 of those, and then that box I was telling you about earlier. So
Yeah.
I got my total up to 149 euro plus 24 euro in shipping, 220 bucks for everything.
Not too bad.
Well, that box that I got for 25 euro, everywhere else that I did a search, and it was going to cost me upwards of 50 bucks anywhere else. Like I said, it's well worth going to their site if you're interested in anything that they sell, because you're going to get it cheaper there than you will anywhere else. And they are them and Model Expo Online are my go-tos for wooden kits.
Do they have fairly reasonable shipping prices from over there?
Yeah, well, reasonable compared to, it used to be outrageous. I used to look at their shipping and go, damn, that's expensive. Now I look at their shipping and go, that's not so bad, because their shipping hasn't gone up. They use exclusively FedEx, and they don't charge you based on weight or anything else. They charge you based on how much you bought. Under 150 euro, which is why I worked to stay under 150 euro. Under 150 euro is 24 euro in shipping. And that's FedEx. So the stuff I ordered yesterday should be here by like Thursday.
Bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all.
It's well worth it. You know, I just realized as I'm putting this thing in here, I know why it's so obvious that it's different. Different from the Halls piece. It's because it's not stained. Once I get it, well, before I get it in there, once I get it shaped, I need to stain it. Stain it the same color as the deck is. Mahogany.
Mahogany.
Yes.
I think that's what Eric used on his house line.
Yes, I think it is. What's funny is this mahogany is still, or this stain, still perfect condition. I've had some other stain go over. And I think we bought this in the house in Phoenix. Which means this can of mahogany stain is about 25 years old.
I've had some last for years and years and years, and some that went bad after 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, well, I had another stain that I was going to use. I opened it up, and there was, I shook it, I stirred it, I damn near heated it on the stove because it was just a white glop of nothing. And so I threw it away.
Never good.
Cool. Eric just said on Discord he'll be on soon. And Bud signed in and he said, "Morning all." I said, "Good morning, Bud." And he said, "No, it's 12:30 p.m., but it's morning to me."
More afternoon.
It doesn't. My mornings have started at 8 o'clock at night. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is. It's morning for somebody somewhere.
Right. That's the great thing about working night shift. Someone says good morning, you say, "No, I'm fixing to go to bed, dude." I did that for way too long.
When I was way younger, like in my 20s, I worked in convenience stores and I loved working night shift because, when you work night shift, there's only 6 days in a week. I worked Sunday night at 11 till 7 on Monday. And that was my shift, basically Monday morning through Friday morning. When I got off on Friday, I didn't go to bed. I stayed up sometimes till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
I
So,
used to do that too.
yep. And then I would get up at like 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, have all day Saturday, do things, then get up 9, 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and then stay up till 7 o'clock the next morning. It was only 6
Hang
days.
on just a second, guys.
Yep. It was only 6 days in a week.
Well, being a former radio astronomer, you were given about 8 or 9 hours notice whether or not you're going to be up all night and all day the next day. So it was unannounced shift work pretty much every day for me for a while.
Yeah, but what you were doing had to be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, but radio data, you're sitting there and you're watching it just come in on the computer, and it does get pretty boring.
Yeah, but then every now and then you get the wow signal. Once every...
Video data from space.
The wow signal.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
That's a guy. That was a guy sitting there looking at a piece of ticker tape, going, which that's old school.
I know.
Radio astronomy.
I know. But I'll tell you what, I'm sure that you'd have freaked out if you got a wow signal while you were doing it.
Oh, I've seen plenty of crap, not aliens, but
No. There's that guy, what's his name? The Greek guy, Gokakis or something like that. It was aliens.
It was aliens.
Not saying it was aliens.
I've seen lightning, I've seen GPS, I've seen weather radar, I've seen radar signals literally bouncing off of F-22 Raptors, but never seen aliens.
Well, back when I was a aircraft mechanic, we caused occasionally, not on purpose, but we caused occasionally some people to just really freak out. Because you know what happens when you go active on an ECM pod and on a base and there's people in housing? All the TVs and all the telephones just suddenly, for some reason, don't work anymore. Everything just shuts down.
Yeah, but after 2 or 3 times, I think they get used to it.
Well, see, that's the thing, is it wasn't supposed to ever happen even once. We're not supposed to transmit on the ground. I was not the one who got in deep shit for transmitting on the ground, because I didn't. I didn't even realize. This is one of my shaved ones right here. I don't know if you can see that. How that's shaved down for this wire. Probably can't see it, but there's a wire right here that goes down through the deck. I'm actually working on the back side of the model right now, because everything, the open side is over here. Where the outside of the model, you'll be able to look inside the lower decks. Which is why I'm kind of jealous of Eric and his price for his Black Pearl. You know, I just realized something. Eric is not here, and I'm working on the Pearl.
He is not.
He's going to be upset with himself. Because I've been...
Not Eric.
That's true. Because I've been dropping hints about the Pearl going to be what I'm working on this weekend all week.
He's not worried about your pearl anymore. He has his own.
This is true. But his is the knot pearl. Remember? He's making the knot pearl.
Right, but it's still a pearl kit.
Yeah. And it's still a pearl because there is no such thing as another ship like this.
I still can't believe you're accusing Disney of making an imaginary ship, but
Well, there is that. I mean, they make nothing imaginary. Goofy's real. Goofy's real. Mickey's real. Mickey's really rich. Okay. Now to clamp this.
Mickey's still copyrighted.
I know. Mickey is copyrighted because Disney screwed around with the copyright laws.
Are you telling me that it's real to be able to dive into a giant pit of gold coins and swim around like you're in a swimming pool?
Of
Have
course.
you never done that?
I've seen Scrooge McDuck do that many times. That's real. You haven't lived until you've dived into a swimming pool full of gold coins.
What am I doing with my life?
You're being a radio astronomer.
And
Hey, I know one thing you're doing with your life that's really worthwhile. You're doing HLIFX boards. If nothing else,
Those radio astronomers are. They don't believe anything unless they see it.
that's true.
I'll keep making boards as long as the boss man says so.
And I'll keep buying them. There's no good way to clamp here.
I think what you need to do is just go ahead and write the code for the Refit Enterprise board now, so you'll have it ready, and then you might share it.
I don't think that would fly over very well with the Grand Potentates at HLI.
The Grand High Poobah?
It could be our secret, man. Nobody's listening right now anyway.
Yeah, but it's the internet, man. Is anything ever a secret on the internet?
Everything's
No.
a secret on the internet. And if you see it on the internet, you know it's true.
And again, I have 50 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I think I could probably hide all kind of secrets there and nobody'd find them.
Speaking of,
Hey, along with my 25, we still don't even have 100 yet, Spence.
well, speaking of subscribers, apparently working shirtless yesterday was a good thing because I picked up 5 subscribers and broke 100.
And now the true nature of the internet shows itself.
Exactly.
People want to see your nips when you're scale modeling.
Yep.
What does that say about the world?
We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, what was funny was Kenny tried to signal me, and he said, I was like, I have no idea what he's trying to say, because he said ninnies. I'm like, is he calling somebody stupid?
Well, kind of.
Yeah. Well, you know. What you guys forget, or maybe didn't realize, didn't know at all, is that since my wife is European, I have very European attitudes about things. Nudity does not scare me.
Just definitely not for kids.
I put that on every one of my videos. It's every one of my videos says, "Bring all the kids you can."
Oh boy.
Scale modeler went to jail today. Thing is, though, if you can't laugh at yourself for
Here's the headline you don't hear every day. Scale modeler nip slip.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
Wait, there was no wardrobe involved. That was the malfunction.
Exactly.
As long as nobody went blind, we're okay.
Back in one moment.
stop using that triangle file. That's what I thought. I thought I had one. This is much more better. It's an actual square file.
But our 3 or 4 viewers that we usually have are letting us down today.
You mean they're not chatting at all? We're down
And
to,
the person who,
actually we're down to 1 now. But we do have a like.
From that one person.
You know, I know how we can get to 3 likes.
Oh, if we do it.
Yes, exactly. If we like the video ourselves. And oh, by the way, if you guys are watching the video, then you're the 2 people who are watching.
I have the chat window open, but that's it.
Yeah, same here.
So I'm willing to bet you 2 are the people who are watching the video.
I don't even have the YouTube window open. Since Spence showed me how to do the pop-out chat, that's all I have open.
Yeah. Well, I actually have the YouTube window and the popped out chat. Although I will tell you, let me take a look real quick, just because. And try not to activate the audio for this one. Huh. Last week's video, we got 19 views. So people actually do watch them. And 2 weeks ago, we're up to 36 views. So, you know. And I think what they do is they probably, you know, drop in just to see what we're doing and skip along through the video to see if anything exciting happens.
Yeah.
Okay, GB's here still. At least we have somebody.
And who the one is, man.
Yeah?
I guess that means the pop-out chat doesn't actually count for viewers again, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and I've seen it do some really strange things. I've had it say that I've got, like on some of my live streams, it'll say I've got 6 concurrent viewers or 10 or something like that, and when I get to the end of the stream, I'm like 25. Wow. It's because people keep pop in and pop out.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, Spence, I have a secret.
Hang on.
Yes.
I know how you can get more watchers or more subscriptions.
Now.
Post videos. Yeah, GB said at least we're not talking to ourselves.
This is true.
Yeah, we have other people here so that we're not just completely insane.
Most of the time, I'm the only one that listens to me, though, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, same here. But do you ever argue with yourself? Or do you ever answer yourself?
Sometimes.
Have you ever gotten in an argument?
Bad thing?
Have you ever gotten in an argument with yourself and lost?
Well, if you get in an argument with yourself, you're always going to lose and win.
Yeah, that's true.
Until you start threatening yourself and you just kind of back off.
Yeah. Or if you get in an argument with yourself and get so pissed off that you stop talking to yourself.
Punch yourself in the face. What'd you do that for, man?
I don't know. You know, I had one more audience member in here earlier, but he left. My grandson's dog was in here. I'm not sure what breed he is other than big white ball of fluff. And our dogs stress out because of him, because He's larger than any of the rest of them. He's a puppy, and they just don't understand why we brought another dog into the house.
Don't hurt me.
Don't tempt me, GB. I could do that. I have a hot tub. GB said apparently you get more views if
Yeah.
you're modeled from the hot tub.
Twitch now has a hot tub category.
You gotta be kidding.
Apparently there are people like hot tubbing, like in bikinis and stuff. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Twitch. There's a couple gamers I follow every now and then. But apparently there was this big hubbub with Twitch, like in their TOS, and they finally came out and just said, you know what, we're going to make a hot tubbing category.
No, you guys don't want me to hot tub in a video.
You got to wash your model part somehow.
Don't call that a model part. Let me see. I should make sure that this thing is set for not for kids. I'll do that later. Let me see. Nope, not that. I'm looking for a piece of wood that's going to go through this hole right here, so I can make sure that that hole is big enough. Let's see. There they are. Okay, there they are. It should be one that's close to this. It's kind of funny because I look at these pieces and they look like they're a square piece, and then I move it just a hair, and it turns out it's not a square piece. It's two pieces that are just sitting right up on top of each other. And that's not it because it won't fit anyway. Wow. So I just looked at the steps a little bit beyond where I'm working now. And I understand plank on frame and plank on bulkhead and all that other stuff that I do for this stuff. But this is going to be insane. I'm going to be planking the inside of the ship as well.
Well, it's gotta be made of wood too, but
It is. I would think that some nice mahogany stain would be good. But they want me to put walnut planking on the inside.
Can you see it when it's in there?
You can actually, because this side of the ship has parts that come out. You know, like right here.
Oh.
See how the floor comes out there?
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's why this ship is so expensive. If this was just a black pearl, the sealed up version where the other side is, this side's closed up, same company, the black pearl, you know, with everything else, has lights, light kit and everything, only runs about $200.
okay.
200 to 300 plus, because of the size of the ship, it's $100 in shipping. This one, you don't want to know how much it was. I don't want to know how much it was.
Yeah, wasn't that one like $400?
You're funny. This one was, the model itself was $599, $90 in shipping, plus the what they call the third pull, all the figures that come with it, all the extra vegetables and all that, the extra detail parts, brought this thing up to a grand total of about $700 as she sits right now. And that was before I switched over and bought, well, the LEDs that came with it, you were supposed to solder, or SMDs. I think they're 0402s. And I'm like, yeah, right. And instead, I bought from HDA Model Works. These are flickering SMDs. So there's,
Pre-sold.
yes, pre-soldered. So there's about, in this ship without any time, there's about $800 in this model. So it's one of the models that I have that even if I stall on it, it will get done. Wait. Wow. I need to try that. GB said apparently there was a young lady gaming nude live from a hot tub and she made just under $1,000 over the
So what?
Apparently there was a young lady gaming nude live from a hot tub and she made just under $1,000 over the show. I wonder why. That's it, guys. I'm moving to the hot tub. Oh wait, I'm not monetized.
Don't expect me to pay you $1,000.
You say you're going to pay me $1,000? Thanks. I appreciate that, Spence.
No, that was a miscommunication.
This is sure I'll pay you. Checks in the mail. Just wait for it. It will be there.
Exactly. So if Eric ever shows up, I'm switching to a different model. Just because. I'll work on the space shuttle. Let's see. Oh, that's funny.
What's that?
Eric actually has 2 accounts on Discord. The Rascal handle is still there.
It's the other one.
The other one's Crash.
Oh, Oh, he made a crash account?
Yes, you haven't seen that?
Let's look.
Yeah, he changed his handle to Crash.
Yeah, and then he changed his handle. I didn't know he created a YouTube channel just for
Oh, did I say YouTube? Sorry. I said meant Discord.
Oh. Yeah, he did that.
Yeah,
The same day y'all started calling him Crash.
of course we
That's
call.
interesting because my DM he's now Crash. He's not Rascal anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he
if
did that the same day y'all started calling him Crash.
if you start to type a comment directly to him, you know, using the @ sign,
Yeah.
it comes up. If you hit @ sign in the whoops, not two. If you hit the @ sign, I actually hit @ sign and then hit the C to start typing in Crash, and down at the bottom it says Rascal, so it's still there. That would be funny though if he changed his handle on YouTube.
I doubt it's gonna do that though.
Kenny would jump on his case too much again.
I don't know how many. I don't know how many times he's changed it. It's always been Rascal since I've seen it.
It was Rascal's Hobbies, and it was Rascal. I don't know. There was a couple of places he changed it, and Kenny was like, "Stop that!"
Well, and what's funny is the Rascal has, may not be Rascal's Hobbies or whatever, but he's been using Rascal since Angel Fire. He shared a website with me yesterday from back when he was doing Angel Fire, and his name was Rascal.
That was a while ago.
Not more than 17 years or so. The last update, the last update on that page was in 2003. Close enough. A little bit off the bottom.
You know what's funny? When I started this kit, I was like, how many other people out there have tried to take this resin kit with the Clear D and light it? As old as this resin kit is. And I don't know if it was just my paranoia, but there was a certain sense of satisfaction when I saw somebody else on Facebook doing the exact same thing.
Really?
Clear prize, this resin kit, lighten it up.
I don't have the resin kit for the nacelles, but I do have the clear kit.
I'm kind of surprised somebody hasn't come up with 3D files for a conversion yet. At least I haven't seen any that are of account.
Oh, you mean for 3D printing?
Yeah, for the nacelles and extra bits.
For lighting the nacelles, there is the one photo etch set, so that you can trench it and then cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was talking about pretty.
I'm talking about the
Yeah,
Dreadnought. I mean, you'd still need to get probably the Lake Monster nacelle parts. But
I have those parts. I bought them before Don passed.
I ordered stuff from him, but I was about 3 or 4 months too late. So he was backlogged and he got sick. I was talking to him over email. I talked with him plenty of times over email because I bought lots of stuff from him before, and I was talking to him, I don't know, 2 or 3 months before he passed away. I tried to get a big order of 537 refit parts.
So Eric said, I said, you're missing work on the Pearl. And he's like, I know, it sucks. I'm on the road right now. I still have hopes to be on. I'm going to respond with 2 things. Don't watch video while you're driving and stop texting and driving. Yep, 2 things. Don't text and drive, don't watch videos and drive, and, oh yeah, drive faster. Oh, poor Eric. He makes it too much fun to pick on him.
He really does.
That's really, really close, but not quite to what I want. So is anybody else nervous for Eric for tomorrow?
Do what?
Are either of you guys nervous for Eric for tomorrow?
Oh, for his surgery?
Actually, Tuesday. Yeah.
I'm actually kind of glad he's getting it because my dad had a very similar thing. I mean, he didn't have it like all at once, but it
Yeah.
helped him quite a lot. So I'm actually kind of happy that he's. I mean, yeah, there's always that, getting over it. But I think he'll be a lot happier once he gets over it. So
Yeah.
Anything that can reduce the pain that he's been going through has got to be a good thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
But still, I'm not sure how long they've got him in the hospital. But I know how much pain my wife was in when we drove from Chicago to Kenosha after her back surgery.
oh yeah. But you don't want to. But my dad was like, "Hey, I know it's a heck of a lot of pain, but it's better than spending the rest of my life with what I got now." So
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be good to see him back to where he can model and just participate in life a little bit more.
yeah,
I hate when my white glue bottle seals itself. It doesn't actually have a cap, so anytime I use it, I then have to, if I don't use it for a while, I have to go back and clean all the dried glue out.
What happened to the cap, Buck?
Never had one. These little white bottles. Oh, here, I'm out of camera. These little white bottles, never had one. Oh, let me see. So it looks like, yeah, Discord has, or not Discord, but DroidCam. That is so weird. There.
Oh,
What's that?
DroidCam, I had the video right, but it was backwards on Discord. So I just reversed it so that my left hand is now my left hand. And it's moving from.
Don't forget, it gets flipped back over when it's sent to YouTube. So if your left hand is your left hand on Discord, it'll be your right hand on YouTube.
Let me see. Wait 5 seconds. No, it's right. It's right on YouTube now. It was wrong the whole time. That was a hell of a glob that was blocking this thing. It's been a while since I used this one. Is that the pistons that you're working on, Donnie?
What?
Is that the pistons?
Yeah, the engine.
Yeah. Rotary
I
engine.
got the body primed and I set it aside to dry for a while.
I do have to say that since I now know that these things are going to have planking behind them, I'm not near as worried as the backside about the backside as I was.
Oh, but you'll know it's there, but
I know. Hardly anybody will know it's there though, because it's on the opposite side of the ship. Instead of doing the way that this one the way I did the last one, I'm going to glue the one in at a time. It's just like my oh yeah, that's more than way too much glue. Awesome. It's just like the fish that I made, or that I painted. It's part of the extra detail parts that came with this. I know how cool they look, even if you can't see them anymore, because they're up inside under the bottom deck. And they do look really, really cool. See, I may argue about painting minis, but I've done some pretty good miniature painting on this ship. Okay, push.
go ahead and jump in and join me in there and paint some in.
Well, there's one problem. There's no live stream on Friday anymore.
Hey, if you'll paint minis, I'll start one, but
I have to get some first.
I have a whole cabinet full of them over here. Want me to send you a few?
Nah, because then I'd need paint.
No, you got plenty of paint.
You're right. My wife was looking around the shop. She pulled out a drawer yesterday because we were looking for those foam brushes. She pulls out the drawer and she's like, "There's more paint in here." I'm like, You know, it's the same thing. Paint and models. You know how much is enough, right? All of it.
To buy more then.
Yep. No, I will probably start doing minis at some point in time because it does look like a lot of fun.
It is.
It's just that I can't really start a new hobby until I get this one under control. I have way too many things that need to be finished.
It's not a new hobby. It's just an off break.
An offshoot from this one?
Yeah.
But where's the model I put them in then?
They
Oh.
are the model.
What's funny is my wife will sit there and say, look at stuff that I've done, and we'll be talking about something, project she's trying to do, and I'm like, I can't paint that well. And she's like, I've seen the stuff you paint. I'm like, but it's not that.
Dang.
No, I'm thinking that probably those two startup sets that. Did Eric get two or did he just get the one? I think he got two.
The other sets of minis,
Yeah.
I think he just got one. He was planning on getting a second one.
Yeah. I will probably pick up the one that he got just to see if I like to do it. Because my wife
That's a
will.
lot of fun.
Well, what's going to happen is my wife will kill me if I pick up a new hobby and then start picking up minis, but she won't kill me near as much because she won't be able to tell how much I have. I only have one box. There's only 5,328 minis in here.
Look, you just explained to her, look, I was thinking about buying this $400 wooden ship. Instead, I bought $100 worth of minis. I saved $300.
Yeah. Well, actually, she wouldn't argue about this wooden ship because this wooden ship is for her.
That wooden ship is already paid for.
Well, there is that. And when it comes to like the trams that I bought, the one that I bought yesterday, she agrees with me that I need all of those. She only grumbles about my model shopping a little bit every now and then. More often than not, she's like, yep, I agree. She's actually started when we go to Hobby Lobby, if I say, what do you think of this one? She's like, it's not too bad. I'm like, do you mind if I pick it up? She's like, okay. And then You know, we have my separate account, my PayPal account, which is my mad money, spend it on whatever I want. She buys the model kit. She is the wife that every modeler needs.
Yes.
No wonder this one doesn't fit quite right. Here, let me put it in the right spot. That's better. I was like, wait, that fits so well.
In the right place if it fits.
In the right place, it needs a little bit more trimming. I'm gonna need to either sweep or vacuum over here today. I put the part down and I couldn't find it anymore.
Just remember, if you vacuum those lost parts that you thought you would find someday, you won't.
Yeah, but remember, only one was lost that I couldn't find. I am not upset about losing one clear part when I dropped 22.
Sure. Unless you actually needed that one.
No, there were spares. There were extras in the issue. There's
Were they extras or were they for the next issue?
well, I'm hoping they're extras because I have other extras from other issues too. When I drop parts like that, it's not so much I have to find them, you know, if I've got the extras. It's the fact that I'm not going to let the carpet monster win, or in my case, the tile monster. And that one, I'm almost positive where it's at. As I was
Almost.
As I was searching around, I think I pushed it under the gap under the baseboard that's behind the table. So it's back where it will never ever be seen again. Not even if I vacuum.
Think about tiny parts. They find a way to disappear.
Yeah. I've actually come in here and seen tiny parts climbing out of a box.
What'd you say, Buck? You cut off.
I said I've actually seen tiny parts. I've come into the room here and seen tiny parts climbing out of a box. That's why I usually put them in a box with a lid on it. I think it was aliens.
It's always
One smooth resin nacelle.
Awesome.
Nice. Oh, that's the resin nacelle and it had the Aztecs on it?
Yeah. They molded the Aztecs, I guess, because just to mimic the kit. But
Maybe they molded that nacelle off of the kit part.
they did, but this extra I'm just kind of blowing it out. But there's an extra bump here that had Aztecs on it too. That's part of these extra ones here that go on the other two nacelles. They have Aztecs, but I'm just getting rid of everything. it's going to be a hell of a thing to paint that back on because the decal set isn't going to cover that extra area. But I'll figure it out.
Bottom of the nacelle or the top?
No, this is on the top of the nacelle.
Mm.
Yeah, and like the pattern is correct, underneath it, but because it's a raised bit, the decal won't fit. So I'll have to either print a decal or paint. Probably paint.
Oh,
Yes.
that's microphone and it might fit.
No, it would actually have to grow in size to work.
Well, shit.
But that looks a heck of a lot better cleaned up, for sure. It was pretty crusty looking out of the box.
I might have to contact CHL. Because I'm looking at the,
Something missing?
huh?
Something missing?
Uh-huh. I'm looking at the figurehead, just because, and she looks really good here. Except for the other arm. The other arm, which is not.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. I'll contact them if when I get a little bit closer to that and say, hey, hook a guy up. I'm missing parts. And oh, by the way, this is going on YouTube, so if you have bad customer service, everybody will know. Nah, I'm gonna start with the threads. That's a bad way to do it.
Oh, this is particularly nasty. This back piece, which is the back part of the phaser cannon, it's got this weird, like, elephant skin texture. That is not normal.
Yeah, bubbles probably.
No. Let me zoom in and show you. It's weird looking. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but I'll try. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this like weird
Oh yeah, I see.
Oh, yeah.
elephant skin texture.
Wrinkles.
Gonna have to sand that and rescribe.
Maybe the mold was getting old or something.
I think it might be too much mold release actually. Cause the outer surface of the resin to crinkle. Yeah.
Hey, Buck. Hey, Buck.
Is he hulking out?
I think we lost Buck.
No,
I think he's hulking out.
I had to go get rid of some tea.
Oh. You remember when you were working on the F-16 and you were talking about the dude actually had a wrench in his hand?
No, that was actually it wasn't the F-16. That was the ground crew for it that I got for it.
Crew for it.
Yeah,
Look at this guy.
and chat windows over top of him. He's got a wrench and he looks like he's about to hit somebody with it.
I know, right?
Actually, you know what?
He came with the Revell kit for the B-17.
If you put him up somewhere like under the wheel well, He'll look like he's working on something.
Yeah, I think that's what he's supposed to be doing.
That's pretty cool. By the way, Spence,
Yeah.
you know what you could try with that before you go too crazy on sanding it? If you've got a primer that fills a little bit, you could try.
Yeah, that's actually the first thing I want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and rescribe a couple things in case that tries to fill in these fine grid lines.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of my first thoughts. Fill in primer.
Yeah, because it's one of them things that when that happens, if they don't fix it, it's because you should be able to somehow fix it.
Well, this was the last kit on Federation models. At least it was at the time. This could have been just like the last use of a mold.
Yeah, we're not going to use that. We're not doing that one anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so let me go, because I came back in and I heard my name. Let me go back and get more tea. I'll be right back. I make what I think is the perfect blend of tea for the hot days we're having. Take a stock pot, put 2 of those big 1 gallon tea bags, Lipton tea bags in there. Then take take some small lemon, 4 1 cup tea bags. Put that in there in the stock pot, 2 gallons of water and about a cup of sugar. And it lasts about 3 days.
Tea doesn't last very long.
No, it doesn't. Well, it's because it gets drank.
Right.
Although when we go shopping today, I might have to. I just have a hankering for Dr. Pepper.
That's a way to call out Kenny. And him come in his little sweetness.
Eric loves the Dr. Pepper too.
Yep. I do the deuce sometimes too.
I prefer the Duke.
Mostly soda I drink is Coke, and that's only because my whiskey fell in it.
Mine does hug down there too.
Yep. Don't know why my whiskey always falls in the Coke, but it does. Or Fireball, which I don't really call whiskey, even though it says it's whiskey on the bottle. I don't think of it as whiskey. I think of it as Fireball.
Fireball is good.
It is very good. Every time I pick one up, I have this thought about Pitbull. You know the song?
Pitbull.
Yeah. This
Oh yeah.
Fireball. You were like, why does he think of a dog?
Right.
Jack's a pit bull, isn't he?
Yes.
He is a very well-mannered dog from what I've seen.
A very chilled dog.
Yeah.
He is currently asleep.
Well, my grandson's dog is starting to hang out with me a lot here in the shop/office. Right now he's upstairs. He's learning to be well-mannered.
Learning to be.
Yes, the rest of our dogs have an issue with him. They're like, "Why did you let this interloper in?" And he's always like, "But I want to play." The problem is they're all older. Let me think. Murphy's our youngest dog, and he's 5. So he's not big into let's play with the big dog, because the big dog is just that, really big. Yeah. Apollo's not a bad dog. He's just young. But what's funny is he
hasn't been taught the way you guys have taught your dogs.
yeah. Well, what's funny is we only taught one dog. Dogs will teach each other. But Apollo is not a good pupil. He doesn't pay attention and learn.
That's the way it is when my daughter comes over and brings her dog.
Jack just kind of goes, again? Why?
Right? Because now he's running around biting Jack, wanting to play, and Jack's just looking at him like, dude, just go away.
Then he comes over and looks at you and says, "Why did you let this happen again?"
And they grew up together until my daughter moved out.
That's weird, because then you would think that, you would think that they would get along famously.
Well, they do get along. It's just that Knives is very high energy and Jack is very low energy. So Knives is bouncing off the walls all the time, and Jack is just looking at him like, dude, just sit down.
Sit down and do a model already. That's 3. I'm actually starting to have actual hull to this ship. What I'm not looking forward to is what I've seen some people, or I've seen some pictures of people flipping the ships over to do the planking on the bottom. I absolutely cannot do that, because these doors actually work and the pins will pop out and it will be ugly mess trying to fix it.
So how are you going to do the bottom?
Very carefully. I'm going to probably lay it on its side. I'll probably take these side rails off of
Well,
here.
how did they manage to flip theirs over without the pins flying in?
Don't know. Probably I'm supposed to glue the pins in somehow. But if I know if I glue them, that they will not ever move again. Let's see, that one's not too bad, but needs some work. What's going to make me cry is when I get all these bulkheads or these additional panels on the hull. And then I apply power the first time after that, and my lights are all dead. Then the pearl, no, it won't catch fire suddenly. Sorry. Sorry, Eric, who's not here.
You hear it pop and then you realize, oh, it's not 24 volts.
I have to remember every time I apply power to this thing, there's not a single resistor on it yet. Which means I start at 1 volt and slowly go up until I have lights come on.
You don't have any resistors in it?
Not yet. I mean, it looks all neat and pretty up here. Underneath, it's a flipping rat's nest. The stuff, all the wires come over. All the wires come this way, come down on the back side of this panel, come mostly to the center, and then go back out through the other side.
They didn't go everywhere?
No, actually, they all stay in that one spot. But I want to say there's somewhere around 25 or 30 lights in it right now. And every light, the wire runs down and over to the other side.
A lot of lights for one ship.
Yeah? Well, they're all flickering too. And the funny thing is that the kit supplied LEDs, they say, it says to do basically what I've done and then run them all together and twist in together like 4 or 5 resistors into a bundle like this and hook all the lights to that. I'm like, I don't think that's quite the way I'm going to do it.
Oh.
Okay, that now fits in there. That is so close to being on for the little hole. So close. And yet so far.
Why am I getting scam lines now?
I have the same problem on one of my cameras.
I wasn't getting them before. Something is too bright in the frame, that's it. Let me try this. There we go, that's better.
Really?
Yeah, if there's something too bright or too white, basically the reflection brings in the scan lines. So if you don't have something too bright or too shiny, it will kill it. If I get rid of the saucer, that'll probably kill it some, well, maybe a little bit. Got too much white happening right now, that's the problem. See, that reflection brings some more in.
That's pretty... I think I have too much blue. Because here's my other camera. And you see how it's got the scan lines in there?
You got like a dark piece of paper or something to put in front of the camera?
I'm looking.
Is anything dark to put in front of it?
Ah, here. Let's see what happens when I do this. Nah, it's not helping.
And you're also getting a moire pattern there too.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is these phones that I'm using are identical.
Well, the moire part is why I quit using my Canon because I couldn't get rid of the moire part.
You stopped using which?
My Canon. I was using my DSLR for a Canon,
Yeah.
but I never could get rid of the moire pattern out of it. It just would not go away.
Wow. Okay. I think Eric is excused. If you look over on Discord,
Yeah.
He's at a car show, and that's his dad's car. That he posted a picture of his dad's car. I think he's excused from
Wow.
showing up.
Is that a Cobra?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Nice.
He's excused this time. He'll have to make it up next week. Back brace and all.
We'll let it slide for now.
We'll let it
That's
slide
nice.
4 months.
This. That's better. Much.
So evidently Eric didn't know he was going to the car show like 30 minutes before the stream started when he said he was going to be here.
Probably not. You know how Eric is.
For the moment,
Yep. Although we shouldn't let him near that car. He might crash it.
yeah.
I'm going to put that on Discord. No dioramas. With the car. And he did a drive-by on the on Discord. Just dropped in long enough to make a comment, and looks like he's off again. But he'll see that later. Let's see. Slowly, this thing is shaping up.
That's going to be a sweet looking ship when it's done.
It is. I'm very pleased with how it's coming together. And honestly, this work I'm doing right here isn't going to matter near as much as the planking. Wow, did I did. I'm just looking at the back wall here, and it looks, I think I planked it, I may not have. This looks like it's planked, but actually that is, it was lines that they had drawn on the part, and so I took a ruler and very carefully scribed with an X-Acto the
Like,
planks on there. I'm not sure if it's coming out through on the video as well as there. That.
yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I see those, yeah.
And what I'm really happy about, and I don't think you can see it on the video, is the fact that this part out here, this outer edge piece, broke like in 4 places. Most visible part of it, part of the brake is right here, where I didn't get it exactly perfect. Here, here, and here are brakes. Then I think there's one up here somewhere.
I can't really see them though.
Yeah. Wait, who dat?
What is this? Who that?
Eric!
I don't believe it.
Hey!
No dioramas with that car.
That's the guys, man.
What's going on, Eric?
Hey! How goes it? Hey, you see what I'm at?
I do.
Yeah.
This is a 5 block long car show right here, boy.
Yeah, well, we decided that you're forgiven, except for the fact that you're standing in front of a Volkswagen, the Beetle.
I told you I was trying.
Do all these guys with the fancy cars know your propensity for blowing things up though?
Hey, hang on now. Can I switch cameras here?
No, we still see you.
Oh shit. Hang on. No, no. I suppose I can't. What? Well, hold on right now. There we go.
Nice.
I figured I'd say hi. I had to send you a picture of a car though. That's his baby, a 65 Cobra.
That is a nice car.
It is.
Very.
But you know what's more beautiful than anything else? That right there. The wife right there. Look at her.
And she's like, no, stop that. Hi, Mrs. Eric.
See? Buck says hi, Mrs. McCall. We got Buck, Donnie, and Spence. Hi, Miss. There we go. That's better.
Yeah,
So how you guys doing?
good. You're gonna have to
Pretty
look.
good?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. I think I told Buck on a message there, maybe the other day, yesterday. I said, "Man, I'm about as nervous as a cat full of rocking chairs."
Yes, you did.
I can imagine.
You'll get through it though.
Oh yeah. It's just gonna suck not being modeling with you guys, or modeling period for that matter. But I was talking with the wife about doing. You guys familiar with those Bandai Star Wars figures?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those don't require glue. They don't require anything other than just cut them off the screw and plug and play. But I might actually some of that while I'm laying down.
Well, if they're anything like the Enterprise models, have a small tube of super glue handy.
That is my look at that. See, I can picture Buck driving something like that.
I would drive something like that.
Which
I'd drive any one of those cars. I ain't scared.
There we go. I like that one.
Yeah, I'm with you, Donnie. I love that style. The 1980s. Sweet.
Yeah.
Is that a Maverick?
This
That
one?
yellow one?
Oh, the yellow one? Yes, it is. It's a 72.
Nice.
Yeah, 72. Look at that. Yeah, I'd take that truck too. That's just the redneck in me.
You know the
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no.
I like
Here we
that
go.
truck.
This is buck speed. This is more buck speed right here.
I'd drive that too.
This is buck into it all the way.
You know that Maverick, the funny thing about that, you know how much it cost when it was brand new?
Probably not much, I wouldn't think.
Probably around $1,200.
Yeah, 1,500.
I remember those days when cars would be advertised and you'd be like, wow, $1,000 is a
I
lot.
did want to stop in. What you guys, I'd be in here. So,
Alright, have a good one there.
Yep, see ya, Eric.
you guys,
Yeah.
have a good one.
Yep.
See ya.
Technically, he did show up on the stream.
He did. He's doing what the people who have a life, things like people who have a life would do. We, on the other hand, are staying inside where it's air conditioned.
Well, in my defense, it is storming like crazy outside right now. So.
Yeah, well, and to be honest, where Eric's at, I looked yesterday, I think he's hitting like 70 today.
Yeah.
It's 87 outside my shop right now.
I don't know is here. I know it's hot.
Well, you can guarantee, Donnie, that you will get 80s and 90s in the next couple of days because I send my weather all your way.
Gee, thanks, bud.
You're welcome.
It's 90 right now.
And Donnie, I don't just send my weather your way. Sometimes I send it to Kenny.
Right now it is 72 degrees. And it is.
This is Tennessee. We just sample everybody's weather from day to day. Try out one weather one day, another weather the next day.
But nobody besides Eric's weather gets broadcast on regular TV in Alaska.
So they can say, see guys, it's not that bad here.
Exactly. I am not kidding. They used to do, the weather forecast. They used to do, and actually they still are. I looked it up, but they will broadcast what the weather in Bismarck is going to be because it's worse than the weather in Anchorage. It's colder. I don't know if I should be leaving these clamps on or not. Actually, they look like they're bonded pretty good. It's not like I don't have enough clamps. Oh, look. Well, that's something I should have probably discovered earlier. And paid attention to it and made the parts actually match up all the way along. Look at the differences. Those are the exact same part, but one's thicker than the other.
Wow.
It's a bit thicker.
Yeah. Well, it's lining up to where the ribs are pretty much the same, or it's even across the ribs. it didn't say one way or the other which side, which one was supposed to be in the front and which one was supposed to be in the back, but I probably should have put them all the same, because right here, thin ones in the front, fat ones in the back, fat ones in the front, fat ones in the back, or these are the same. This one's the only one different so far, so fat one goes in the front, or it goes to the wall. I just now realized that too.
At least you realize it before you actually try to put it on there.
Well, that's the problem. These four are all glued. And some of them are actually, not only are they glued, but they're, I had to shave parts of it down to actually keep the wires clean. I'm just trying to get some excess glue out of this hole here. I just realized something. Not even Kenny showed up today. What the hell?
No. We've been disowned.
Yeah, it's like it's a nice day outside or something.
Looks like it's summertime and there's things to do.
Yeah. What the hell?
There is things to do. Models.
Exactly. That's not the complete problem, but just looking at this, I see why why it's been a little bit difficult to get these in here. Why I've had to shave every one of them down. The skinny one almost fits perfect. Oops.
Been using the wrong parts.
Yeah. No, actually, they cut the parts wrong. I'm not using the wrong parts. They should have cut the thicker ones for the front. They made the mistake, not me.
But you put them in, right?
Yeah.
So you used the wrong parts.
No, they should have cut them right.
But you used them.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I mean, you don't ever put the wrong parts in, do you, Donnie?
Never.
See? If there's an error, it's the kit manufacturer, never the modeler. That one was actually not too bad. Anybody can make a model. The impressive part is when you can screw it up and nobody notices. Are you guys still there?
I'm still here,
Okay.
just scribing panel lines.
Well, what was
Yeah, I was just putting my airbrush out.
what was funny was your hands were literally. I sat there and watched Spence. Your hands were literally in the same spot for like 30 seconds, not moving at all.
Oh. Well, it is thundering, and every now and then you guys cut out, so I could be freezing a little bit.
Ah, there is. Could be.
Let you guys go. You hear me, guys?
So
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out of here. Y'all have a good one.
Yep, take it easy.
See ya.
Later.
Oh, it is already 3 o'clock.
You said 3 o'clock, and I looked at the clock. I'm like, wait, no. Oh yeah, time zones.
Don't do that to me.
Screws me up, man. Really, really close there. Let's see. Suspense?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get going too because we need to go do some grocery shopping.
Yeah, it's starting to pick up the thunder again here, so I might go ahead and get off.
Yeah.
Finished up this and then call it, so.
All right.
Alright.
Bye.